The first official Play Pokemon tournament of the 2025 season took place this last weekend in Baltimore, and a brand new competitor in the VGC scene took the title with this cute family of mice. What's up, YouTube? If you're new here, my name's Casey. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my first ever Pokemon VGC weekend update, where I'm gonna run you through the standings and results of last week's official Play Pokemon tournaments in about 10 minutes or less. So sit back, buckle up, and let's do this. There was excitement. There was a ton of variety. Seasoned trainers performed well, and young and new trainers topped the tournament. Trainers like Wolf Glick and Justin Karras piloted an exciting team, including Toadscruel and Galarian Weezing. And then we had, the senior representation and Chris Hahn moving his way up into the Masters division, playing with a Trick Room team that not only included Ursaluna and Porygon 2, but a Flamigo. All right, so before I get into the standings and results from Baltimore, I think we need to talk about some changes to the 2025 VGC season when it comes to the structure of the tournaments, as well as the format for obtaining a Worlds invitation. First, let's talk about how trainers will earn their Worlds invites leading up to Anaheim this next summer. In previous VGC seasons, trainers would compete in different level tournaments throughout the year and earn championship points, or CP. There was a finite bar set where once they accumulated enough points, the Pokemon Company would then send them an invite to the World competition at the end of the season. That has all changed for the 2025 season. Now, the top competitors from each region will be invited to Worlds, being the top 75 from North America and Europe, the top 50 from Latin America, and the top 20 from the Oceania region. So whereas in years past, you can compete in different tournaments, accumulate enough points to earn your invite, now it's more important than ever to keep an eye on the leaderboards and standings throughout the entire season, because only the top trainers will be invited to Worlds this season. Another major change to the season that has trainers talking is the actual tournament structure for, official live tournaments. In seasons past, the tournament structure would just require trainers to compete in a number of different Swiss rounds, which basically means that you're paired up against another trainer with a similar record to yours. So for example, if we're in round 5 of the tournament, a trainer at 4-1 would not compete against someone at 1-4. They would compete against another trainer with a similar record, whether it be 4-1 or playing up to a 5-0 trainer. They would continue competing in this format through Swiss rounds until a final top 8 trainers were selected for a top cut. So the difference going into this season is there will be an asymmetrical top cut at the end of the tournament. So instead of vying for just the top 8 places, you want to have a great record throughout the entire tournament so that your record at least matches the 8th place trainer. Then the top up to 32 will get placed into a top cut and break down into a single elimination bracket from there. So any trainers after 8th place, after the final Swiss round of competition, will still make it into the top cut as long as they have the same record and within the top 32, which allows for some more control in the trainer's hands and then creates more drama for us as viewers because we get some more elimination rounds per tournament. So with all that structural stuff out of the way, a big story from day one was the fact that everybody's favorite Pokemon champion, Wolf Glick, made it through day one undefeated and only dropped 1 game throughout all of his 8 sets. As well as Wolf, other consistent competitors such as Paul Chua and Riley Factura factored into the day 2 competition as top trainers making it through day 1. One of the highlights of day 1 had to be the match between Christopher Hahn and Justin Tang. Both of these trainers ended up competing in day 2 and making the top 16 cut. One little fact about this competition is that Justin Tang actually coaches Christopher's little brother, and he competes in the junior division and was the most recent junior division world champion. And Christopher was making his Masters debut, moving up from the senior division last season, and he showed through with flying colors. This kid has ice in his veins. The set went to a full 3 games, but Chris definitely had Justin reeling on his toes. Controlled most of the match, sealing the victory in game 1 under Trick Room with a lot of pressure. In game 2, Justin was able to pull off a successful double protect play to wait out Trick Room, allowing Chris's Ursaluna to die from burn damage, and then Justin to be able to take over and sweep the match from there. In game 3, Christopher took advantage of keeping Justin in very awkward positions under Trick Room and constantly putting his Pokemon to sleep, narrowly eking out the victory in game 3, ending the set 2-1. Day 2 brought even more excitement and some great battles as 21 trainers moved on to the asymmetrical top cut, with play-in games narrowing the field down to 16 trainers. Ultimately, the top 8 players at Baltimore were Christopher Hahn, Dawei C, Lorenzo Arce, Nicholas Morales, Z Costilliola, Paul Chua, Junxi Zhu, and Toller Webb. The bottom half of the bracket featured players with experience in regional tournaments and top 8 matches, but the top half featured newcomers and VGC trainers that had never top cut a tournament before. This all set up for an exciting semifinals match between last season's regional winner at Knoxville, Toller Webb, against the heavily decorated regional champion, Paul Chua. Paul currently has the second most regional titles, only behind Wolf Glick, so this position was no first-time rodeo for him. Paul showcased his savvy to navigate his team through Trick Room and overpower Toller in a 2-0 sweep with his Terra Flying Dragonite. In the other semifinals match, we had Nicholas Morales versus Dawei C. Nicholas showcased the power of the Archaludon Rain archetype with a pretty convincing 2-0 set. Dawei had some awesome plays to keep the matches close, like a side Will-O-Wisp to prevent a Spore from sleeping the Pokemon, but ultimately, Nicholas played through the situations greatly on his way to the finals. All of this set up for an amazing finals between Nicholas Morales in his first ever VGC regional tournament against the second winningest trainer in regional tournaments ever, Paul Chua. Paul's experience showed through with his Pokemon selection and patience in the first match, electing to protect his main attacker Dragonite in a critical moment to set up a guaranteed 2-1 winning situation. Nicholas responded in game number 2, setting up his Archaludon to last the entirety of game 2 using Maushold to side attack the Archaludon with Population Bomb. This maxed out Archaludon's defense and carried it through the game. In a nerve-wracking game 3, Nicholas had ice in his veins battling Paul with his powerful Archaludon and taking the offensive approach with Maushold, KOing 2 of Paul's Pokemon using Population Bomb. Maushold shined through this finals, and Nick showcased how skillful he could be with a very strong offensive team. He's definitely going to be one to watch for as the season progresses and in upcoming North American regionals after a great performance in Baltimore. Congratulations to Nicholas Morales on his first regional championship in his first ever regional tournament attended. Next weekend, September 28th and 29th, will be the Dortmund Regional held in the European region, and I expect to see some more excitement there as Europe tends to have a little bit different meta compared to the North American region. So keep your eyes peeled for another VGC update when that tournament finishes, and while you're here, hit the like button, consider subscribing, and leave a comment down below. And if you can't think of anything to comment, then just leave your favorite emoji, for engagement.